Hi students, this is Lakshmi. In the previous video, I have discussed about the bridge course topics, what I am going to cover. 11 topics I have written. I had explained some introduction part, bridge course, what I am going to teach. This is our part 2. In this part 2 video, I am going to explain the introduction of chemistry. What is chemistry? What is matter? How it will be classified based on physical and based on chemical classification, how it will be I'm going to explain. And next, atoms, molecules. Okay, first let me start chemistry definition. What is chemistry? So two friends, they're talking. So what teacher immediately tell what is chemistry going on? So friendship, right? So what is chemistry? Chemistry is nothing but everything you hear and feel, smell, taste and touch and talking, everything involves the chemistry. Everything involves chemistry. Let me write here definition. Chemistry, what we are taking, what we are talking, what we are seeing, everything chemistry. So everything you hear, everything you hear and talking with your friends and interaction, that is we call it as interaction. Everything you hear and feel, smell, right? Feel, smell and taste and touch involves chemistry, involves chemistry. So two members, they're talking in classroom. Immediately teacher, they used to tell what is the matter, what's going on, what is chemistry there, what is the discussion. So like that. So right, that is you're talking also chemistry, right? So now here see. So simply you can see here chemistry is nothing but interaction between matter. Interaction between matter. What is matter? Again, what we are seeing, everything matter. Everything, you, including you and me, and whatever pen, pencil, everything what we are using, that is everything matter. So see, I am going to write here what is the matter definition. What is the matter definition? Anything which occupies space and has mass. Anything, anything which occupies anything which occupies space and has mass, so that we call it as matter. So that's why I said you and me, everything matter, everything. So which is which is occupying space and has mass, everything is matter. Now matter, how they classified, so plays important role. Matter, let me write here first definitions along with me, better you also write. First, matter. Classification of matter. Classification of matter. Matter classified mainly into two types. The first one, what we call it as physical, and second one, what we call it as chemical. So first one, physical classification based on state, solids, liquids, gases. On what basis we are calling it is solid? liquids and then gases. Briefly, I am introducing here. And this part, it's theory part. There is no confusion. Once we'll read, definitely will come to know. But the second part is there, chemical classification. There only I am introducing pure and impure substances. And there important definitions are there. What is element? What is compound? What is atom? It will come. So this chemical plays very important role, students. Concentrate more. Chemical classification. First, let me complete the brief introduction of physical classification based on physical state. Based on physical state, solids. Based on physical states, classified into three types. Those are solids, we call it as liquids, and another one gases. On what basis we call it as solid? The particle arrangement is well defined, orderly arrangement, orderly arranged. It has short melting points. So already we have studied in CBSE. So solids definitions, liquid definitions, gas definitions will come to know. It is not difficult. But this part I will concentrate more. It is important for next further competitive examinations also. We'll concentrate more here. Now tell me, what about the liquids loosely packed? When compared to solids, liquids particles arrangements are loosely packed, right? So what about the gases? Gases more loosely packed, and we call it as randomly arranged. Okay, so this is based on physical state. We have classified matter into three types: solids, liquids, and gases. Hope it's clear. Now come back to this chemical classification. I said already it plays important role. Chemical classification. So first let me write here. First one is pure substances. Pure substances. And another one, guys, impure substances. Okay. So pure substances again classified into two types. What is that? One is elements. Another one is compounds. So this is what, guys? This is elements and this is compounds. Okay. Next, impure substances is nothing but two or more components. Impure substances also divided into two types. One is homogeneous. Impure substances also call it as mixtures, guys. So homogeneous, and next one is heterogeneous. Heterogeneous. I don't have space here, down I have written. So homogeneous and heterogeneous. This is the way they classify matter. Now one by one we will discuss. First one is elements. Okay. Let me complete this part, guys. Impure substances. Let me complete first. Impure substances. First, what I have written here, homogeneous, and another one is what? Heterogeneous. You have any idea about homogeneous substances and heterogeneous substances? So let me write here first. Impure substances, nothing but two or more compounds. Any proportions it can mix. Any proportions. Okay, first let me complete this one. Homogeneous. Homogeneous is nothing but, see, if you take example, easily you can understand. Salt plus water. Salt plus water. If you mix salt in water, then definitely it is soluble. After soluble, we can see the uniform phase, single phase. If you see the test tube and wherever you are doing this experiment, beaker, anywhere, so once you add a little amount of salt in your water, we cannot find out where salt it is. It is completely soluble, right or not? So after soluble, it forms the homogeneous. Homogeneous is nothing but it should be uniform phase is nothing but single layer. So we cannot find out the 2-3 layers like that, but it should be uniform. It should be uniform. and single phase it is. Single phase. We cannot differentiate where salt, where water. It should be same, uniform. Right. So that we call it as, what is that guys? Homogeneous mixtures. Any proportions, better I will write here. There is no fixed proportions. Why I am stressing this point? Once we enter into the compound definition, water formation, it is a fixed ratio. Carbon dioxide formation, it is fixed ratio. So that's why there we are talking fixed ratio. Here not like that, any proportions. Okay, let me write here. What is that? Two or more compounds, any proportions. Two or more compounds, two or more compounds, any proportions. Any proportions. Okay, please make a note. Now next come back to the definition of heterogeneous. Heterogeneous. Hetero is nothing but it is different. It should be different. So to understand more better, I am giving the simple example. What is that? You have friends, right? So you have classmates, boys and girls, co-education, and two girls are friends. Both are gender is same, right or not? Homogeneous. And the next one, so and boys also there, no? So there is classmates that you can take it as a heterogeneous example. Okay. Now this is for only understanding purpose. I am explaining heterogeneous. Let me write here point heterogeneous. Heterogeneous is nothing but, what is that? Different. It is not uniform. It has two phases. It is not single phase. It is two phases. See, let me write here mud and water. Mud plus water. And clay plus water. See, once you add little clay in water, is it soluble, guys? No, it's not soluble. It seems to be insoluble. Means what is the clay? What you added clay? It is high weight, more weight, high density. It can settle down, and water it can floats. It easily can identify the two layers when it is, because it is not soluble, right? So that we call it as heterogeneous. Hope it's clear. Now come back to the main part. What is that? Pure substances. Pure substances. What I said here? Elements. First, elements. What is the elements? Elements is nothing but consist of only one kind of atoms. Consist of only one kind of atoms. One kind of atoms. Okay, for example, atom, I am writing here hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, like that. What is atom? So how to understand better way? So next video I am going to teach here. Just introduction part I am giving here. Pure substances. How many types guys? Elements and compounds, right? So first one is, what is that? Elements consist of only one kind of atoms. What is the examples I had given? Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon and nitrogen. These elements further they have classified into again three parts. What is that? Yes, what are those parts? Metals and non-metals and metalloids. Even this topic also very easy, guys. Metals means ready to lose electrons. Ready to lose electrons. Best example, sodium, magnesium, like this. Ready to lose electrons. Okay. Next, non-metals is nothing but ready to gain electrons. Electronegativity is more. Here electropositivity is more, here electronegativity is more. So take examples, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, like this. Metalloids, it has both the characteristics. Metal, it ready to lose electrons and accept, both are there. Metalloid nature. So examples, aluminium, Zn, beryllium, like this. We can learn these points more better later. So first just introduction part I had given examples. If you look into the examples, you'll get good idea. Okay. Now next part, what is that, students? Compounds. right? What is the compound? Anyone have idea what is compound? What is compound? Atoms combined in a fixed ratio. Atom is very small, tiny particle. We cannot see with the naked eye. Next video I am going to teach all these things, atom. So now let me complete here atom. Let me complete here compound. Compounds, what is the guys? What I said? Atoms combined in a fixed ratio. Atoms combined in a fixed ratio. Atoms combined in a fixed ratio. One second. Yes, compounds. I am using another color. Easily you can differentiate here. That's why. See, atom, what is it? Tiny particles. With the help of naked eye, we cannot see. But it can take part in chemical reaction. It can take part in chemical reaction. Okay, how it is, I'm going to discuss. First, let me complete compounds here. Compounds is nothing but atoms combined in a fixed ratio. Atoms combined in a fixed ratio. Fixed ratio. So I'm explaining down this part. Here seems to be clumsy, guys. Okay, see. Compound. What I said? Atoms combined in a fixed ratio. For example, we are making water. We are making water. So how we can make water? See, what is the water symbolic representation? What is the water formula? H2O, right? How many elements? How many atoms? How many element and atom both are same? How many atoms are participating? Hydrogen and oxygen, right? Hydrogen and oxygen. See, hydrogen H2 plus O2. Elementary state, it exists as a H2 molecule. It exists as an oxygen molecule. These two are combining. It forms the water. It forms the water. How to balance the reaction? How many hydrogens? How many oxygens here? 2. But here only 1, no, to balance this one. Like this. 2 2s are 4. This is the balanced chemical equation. Means left hand side how many atoms are there? Right hand side also it should be same. LH is equal to RHS. Clear? Now what I'm going to explain here. See H2O. You can take any proportions. You can take any proportions. This is 10, this is 15, any proportions you can take. Hydrogen molecule in 15 moles you can take it. This you can take it is different proportions. But once it forms the water, once it is forming water, definitely it is fixed proportions. Definitely it combined in the fixed proportions. See, let me explain H2O. H2O. As of now, some students maybe they don't have idea about the atomic numbers and atomic weights, but I am giving here only this particular example. Try to understand hydrogen. What is the hydrogen atomic weight? Hydrogen atomic weight is 1. 2 hydrogens means 1 plus 1, 2, right? 2 is to. What is oxygen atomic weight? 16. So 2 is to 16. Means simplest ratio, how much it is? 1 is to 8. Wherever you make water, wherever you see the water, once it form the water means definitely these two elements is combined in a fixed ratio. Fixed ratio, that is 1 is to 8 ratio. Any water, any sample you can select. So it is always combined in the fixed ratio. Now let me give one more example. C plus O2, it gives rise to CO2, right? You can take any proportions, guys. Carbon you can take excess, oxygen you can take less, whatever it may be. Once it forms the molecule, once it forms the compound and molecule almost the same. Some slight variations is the next video I am going to teach for you. See, CO2. CO2 molecule it formed, right? See here, once it forms the molecule, fixed ratio. What is the carbon atomic weight? Anyone have idea? Carbon atomic weight is 12. Oxygen atomic weight, just now I said, what is that? 16. Right or not? Now you can write guys here 12, this is 12. 2 oxygens, no, 1 oxygen means 16, 2 oxygens means 32, right? So now what is the simplest ratio here? 3:8. 3:8. Law of definite proportions. Law of definite proportions. We are going to learn this topic. This is the introduction part of matter, guys. Okay, this is the introduction part of matter. Now briefly I am showing once again the points. See how matter classified, guys: physical and chemical. Physical, no issue, solids, liquids and gases based on the state, based on the arrangement of the particles we have classified. But we have to concentrate this part more. It is interrelated chemistry. 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard, if you people have good command in the topic, so it is interrelated. So 11th standard you feels comfortable. So and different board people, CBSE, ICSE, different state board, different state board people have, but all the people they have to learn these minimum basics. Then only feels comfortable higher studies. Now, what I'm going to write here, what I'm showing here, chemical. Chemical classification how? Pure and impure. So let me complete this part. Two or more substances or two or more compounds, they are combining in any proportions that we call it as impure substances or mixtures. Okay, so finally this classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous is nothing but it should be same after formation of the solution, after form the solution, it should be same. We cannot differentiate where salt and water, it should be single phase. And heterogeneous is nothing but it is two phases. If you add clay or sand in water, so then it is insoluble. Easily we can differentiate the two layers, right? Now come back to this one. What is this? Pure substances. Here again we have to concentrate more. So what is this pure substances? Pure substances, elements and compounds. Elements and atoms both are same. Compounds and molecules almost same. So easily you can understand in the next video after giving the examples. Now elements consist of only one kind of atoms: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, like this. Next one, so these are all classified into metals, non-metals and metalloids. And what is the compound, students? Compounds is nothing but atoms combined in the fixed ratio. Atoms are indivisible. Atoms are small, tiny particles. We cannot see with the help of naked eye. So, but how it can exist? Existence is there. What is the proof? It is forming molecule. Two atoms combining, it forms the molecule. Two atoms combining, it forms the molecule, means atom existence is there, right? See, like this. This is compound. So last part, what is that? Compound. Compound I have written. To form the compound water, what are the elements we are taking here? What is the element? What is the atom? What are the elements we are taking here? H2 and O2. Fixed proportions. And carbon and oxygen. Once it forms fixed proportions. This is the introduction part, guys. Okay, hope everybody clear. And the next video, what I'm going to teach? Matter. Again, some simple points I'm going to teach. What is matter? Molecules, how molecules made up of, what is atom, what is subatomic particles, and how atoms is combining. So next video I am going to teach. Thank you, students. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share to all the people.